Hello everyone. Juma Mubarak to our Muslim faithfuls. Now, today I want to talk about the days of the week in English, in French, and some other languages. And it's not that I'm going to be reciting some of the, most of the days, but I want to talk about the history behind the namings. Like I know that the history of some of the names in English are based on the Roman gods and the goddesses, but I want to know if perhaps it is quite so in other languages. So as a result of that, I actually did some research about what exactly are those names in other languages and how they actually came about some of those names. And I was actually excited when I saw some kind of variations, little variations in other languages that are quite different from the English counterpart. Now, today, the very first thing we need to note is that when we're talking about namings of days, some names are given based on the Roman goddess or gods that I've said. Some are given based on the planets of the world. Take for instance, Monday. Monday is given based on the name of a god rather, which is Diana. And Diana is actually was a Roman god of moon, and as a result of that, they coined the word Monday for it. I know day is the normal day, but Monday means, you understand, the first day, the day of the worship of the moon. Now, apart from that, we have the Tuesday. Tuesday was actually coined from, or let me say, it was more of a name from French. Do you understand? What I mean by that is that Mars, which is a kind of planet, was used rather in naming the Tuesday in French. Mardi. You understand? That's Tuesday. Now we also had that of Wednesday. Wednesday was actually coined from French also, and mercredi is what we have in French, but it was coined from Mercury, the planet Mercury. Now we also had that of Thursday. Thursday in English was coined from the god of thunder, Thor, the god of thunder, and in the French counterpart we had jeudi. Jeudi was coined from a planet which is Jupiter. Now we also had Friday. Friday was the only day that was actually coined from a goddess, because they were more known for gods, the Romans, than goddesses. So the goddess that was actually responsible for the naming of Friday was Ferris. You understand, Ferris. And in the French counterpart, like we had Vendredi. It was named based on the planet, not the Roman god, which was Venus. That was Saturday. What we actually had for Saturday was Saturn, a Roman god called Saturn. They coined Saturday from Saturn. And in the Christian tradition, we had the use of the what they call it now, the Jewish word Shabbat. You understand, which is the current Sabbath that we have. Now, lastly, we had that of Sunday. Sunday was actually coined from Apollo, which was the Roman god for sun. Do you understand? So they got the concept of sun from Apollo, which was named Sunday. So now, apart from these days of the week, I want to talk about how exactly people view the days of the week, apart from just the namings. You understand? Some traditions actually believe that the day doesn't begin on a Monday. Some believe that it begins on a Sunday. Some believe it begins on a Saturday. Do you understand? So or even rather, before I talk about that, the Chinese, for instance, the modern Chinese, the standard Chinese, what they actually have in the terms of the namings of the days is as a result of numberings. They have a numerical system that they use in namings. They didn't make use of the Roman gods or the planets, the name of the planets and naming their own days. They made use of the names, the numbering systems. Like you could see the first day in their language, the second day, the third, things like that. Now, Leaving that, I was talking about the days. You understand how exactly they look at the days: the first day, the second day, the third day. Now, the very first one that I'll talk about is the Slavic, the language. You know, the Slovakia, all these Baltic and Uralic languages. Those languages name their days. You understand, the days of the week. They believe rather that the days of the week believes on begins on a Monday. You understand, begins on a Monday. But apart from those languages, the what they call it now, the Abrahamic traditions, the Abrahamic traditions believe that they don't begin on a Monday, rather they begin on a Sunday. Do you understand? The days of the week begin on a Sunday. And even though some of them believe they begin on a Sunday, the times that those days begin quite differ. You understand? It differs from one sect to another. Like, take for instance, the Christians are okay with the 12 the midnight. You understand? The 12 a.m. that the day begins 12 a.m. But for the Arabic tradition, they believe that the day doesn't begin from the midnight. Rather, it begins from what? The sun sets. Once the sun has set the previous day. Maybe take for instance, today is a Friday now. Once the sun has set today, then we have gotten into a Saturday. Do you understand? But it's not everybody that begins, every other tradition, you understand, that believes that it begins on the sunset. Some believe that the day begins when the sun actually rises. Do you understand? When the sun actually rises. And take for instance, the tradition of Swahili, the people of the Eastern and the Southern African people. Do you understand? People in like Lesotho, people in Congo, places like that where they speak Swahili. They believe that the sun, not the sun rather, the day actually begins from what? The sunrise. Do you understand? Now, I also like to talk about the Akan people of Ghana. The Akan people of Ghana actually have two names for each day. You understand, of the week. To like, it is quite normal for you to see that there is a feminine name to a week and there is also a masculine name to that same day of the week. Do you understand? So it's not something that has just one name. And we also can see that in Chinese, in simplified Chinese, and which is the modern one, and we have the traditional Chinese. You see that the way they actually make use of the words are quite different. Do you understand? They have a separate word in the simplified Chinese and a separate word in the traditional Chinese for a particular day. So you could see the hold. You understand? The hold people actually talk about these using one word, and the young amongst them using another meaning or another name for that same day. So it's quite normal, just like in the culture, the Yoruba culture that we have here in Nigeria. Do you understand? If you go to the suburbs, you understand, or rather not the suburbs, but if you move around with the old aged people, you will see that these people actually have, or they term the days of the week, Aiku, Aje, Ishegun, Ojoru, Ojobo, Eti, Abameta. But you know, now we have actually borrowed from English the days of the week. So instead of having the Aiku, instead of using the Aiku, even though we are speaking Yoruba, we will not make use of that. We will say Monday, Tuesday, you understand? Wednesday, things like that. So we are going to actually use the borrowed words from English. So if you have any comments based on all what I've said, or if you have any questions that you would like to ask me based on these things, let me know. If I don't know it now, I'll do some research further about it. And if you really like this, let me know which other one I can actually also bring up in terms of giving you the history behind those names. So thank you very much. Do not forget to like, comment on this video, and also share it to your friends, your colleagues, your families that don't really know about the history behind the history behind the days or the names of the days of the week. Thank you very much, and I do hope to see you next time.